Namaste. My name is Shinod. I'm a transformation coach, strategist and a trainer. Welcome to the Transformation Through Inspiration series. Today we're going to look at a question which asks how to transform hopelessness into positive energy, or how to transform hopelessness into life full of energy. This question was asked to one of my dear friends, and I dedicate this answer to him. So, hopelessness. If we look at our dictionary, or if we look at the vocabulary which our heart and mind uses rather than the regular dictionary, I want you to just take a minute and check what exactly does hopelessness mean to you. The dictionary might give a completely different answer, might be something similar, but the kind of hopelessness which every person experiences is very different, and it's very personal, to put it in clear words. The kind of hopelessness which I might be experiencing would be very, very different from the kind of hopelessness which you are experiencing. So, what is the kind of hopelessness which you are going through, or which you happen to go through once upon a time? I'm not saying right now, but once upon a time. So, as you think about it, what happened? If you could just feel it for a minute, not more than a minute, but just feel it for now, and if you could just come out of it, what happened when you experienced hopelessness? It feels different, right? So, was there a feeling in your body? To be more precise, where did you feel it? Right? So, hopelessness also is a space or a feeling which happens when we are not certain about the outcome of something. We might do A plus B, but we're not sure if the answer would be D or E or F. So, we're not certain. Certainty is something which we practice. Hope is something, it's not something which comes from the outside, but it's something which happens within us by what you do with your body, then your mind, and the way you use your language. There is something which is called the breakthrough triad or the breakthrough triangle, which is used by a lot of breakthrough coaches out there. One part of the triad is the way you hold your body or your physiology. Another part is the way you hold the thoughts in your mind or the psychology. And the last part is the language which you use. If we are to compare the physiology of a person who is very hopeful or very certain about a certain result, and if you are to just tell me how would a person who is very hopeful, let's say a person who is very hopeful is towards my right side and a hopeless person is towards my left side, what would he be doing different? What would both of them be doing different? Would the person who is more hopeful, how would his eyes be? Will it be up or down? Upright? How would he hold up his shoulders? Will it be upright, or would he just let it go? And how would he be breathing? Would he be breathing deep, or would he be breathing shallow? And what about the person who is just hopeless? You know all the answers, right? So, hopelessness, the first part through which we can bring about a change, is by accessing your physiology. Make subtle shifts in your physiology, as simple as you might be holding your shoulders down, just raise it up, and just breathe deep, and just have a smile. Do you see a subtle shift? I'm not saying this is the only part of it. This is just level 1. Maybe if there are 1,000 steps to it, we're just saying come over to 10 steps high. And the next part, what kind of thoughts you harbor? What would a hopeless person be saying to himself? What would a hopeless person be talking about himself and the people around? And what kind of tone would he be using? Just check. Would it be like, let's just take a situation. A person who has lost, a hopeful person who has just lost, and another person who has always been negative and he has also lost. So, if we can just look at it and we could just say, how would the hopeful person who just lost, how would he say? How would he speak to himself? What would the tone be? Would he be like, I missed out, but I want to try again? And the hopeless person, or a negative hopeless person, this is always happening to me. Why me always? Do you see the difference in the tone and the thoughts? Just see what kind of changes, what kind of state are you in right now? And also talking about the language. What kind of language are you using? Are you using upright tone or stepped up tone or down tone? These things matter a lot. So, here's the first question to shift the hopelessness or hopeless state. Mind you, I'm just referring this to as hopelessness as a state of mind or state of body which can be shifted and changed at a moment's notice. Just notice how you're sitting or standing, how you breathing, and what kind of language are you talking. And just make a subtle shift, a millimeter shift. That's all that is needed. So, the question to be asked, is this a test for me, or is this a complete failure? That's question number one. How do I want to define this state, or this hopelessness, or this situation? Do I want to define this as a game, or as a war, or as something which is completely beyond your control? A lot of things are beyond our control, but some things, like your physiology and your state of mind, are still in your control. And the most important question, what choice do you make? Do you want this to be a learning part of your life, or do you want this to be a losing part of your life? Make your choices. And check, do you want to feel pleasant, or do you want to feel happy without any reason? If you can do these, we can shift any uncertainty into certainty. There are a lot of things, I'm sure there are a lot of things which cannot be changed out there, but there are certain things which you can shift here and now. Those small shifts which you can make in the here and now. A little shift in your mind, a little shift in your body, and a little shift in language, and see miracles happen. I hope these tips which I've given you make that little shift which is needed for you to make that little twist in the way you're going. And as you go forward, I hope that your life is transformed. Thank you so much for giving me your time. I feel very honored. Thank you very much. Stay blessed. Namaste.